Yeah, time now for Just South of Buffalo on the People's Newscast. Earlier today, we caught up with Dr. Fred Hoffman from Mercyhurst University, who described this new F-47 fighter jet as a game changer for the U.S.
Dr. Hoffman said this will help strengthen our military, specifically against one of our adversaries. He's the subject of tonight's Just South of Buffalo here on the People's Newscast.
What are your thoughts just hearing that today, that's coming out?
Well, it's a big deal because, first of all, you're looking at the real threat now being China, right? Very different scenario than what we used to worry about, which was primarily former Soviet Union and also places like Afghanistan and Iraq. China is a whole different military threat. And the bottom line is you've got to get aircraft that are able to get in without being detected. And also, by the way, covering a lot of maritime areas. So they're going to fly over a lot of water with Chinese ships. By the way, they have a bigger Navy than we do now, right? China does. So you've got to have aircraft that can get in without being seen, without being shot down, right? That's one thing. So we're going to actually have more of these than we do of F-22s. As many as F-22s right now, the fifth generation fighter, are top of the line, probably the world's best air superiority fighter. So this is going to be sixth generation, and it's going to have artificial intelligence. Is going to be manned. It's going to be a pilot, but he's going to control using AI, networking drones and other aircraft, and here again, unseen by the Chinese. That's the plan. The pilot's basically, he's got this quote-unquote fleet of drones, right, that hopefully they're also going to be unseen by the adversary. So it's a force multiplier, right, because now you've got not just one aircraft, but you've got all these presumably weaponized drones, okay, that are flying and are controlled by one aircraft. And there's going to be more of these than there are of F-22s.
I'm curious, you brought up the Navy, and they're ahead of us now. How long ago did that happen? How big of a concern is that?
Well, their numbers are more. And it's the old joke in the Army was the Army has more boats than the Navy has ships, which it does, right? Not just a couple Army guys talking, but that is true. But it's not just numbers; it's capabilities, it's what types of vessels they have, and also China is focused on the Pacific largely. They're also expanding into the Indian Ocean, and they're making forays elsewhere. But we have global responsibilities, so we've got to cover the globe with those ships. The Chinese really focus like a laser beam on let's take Taiwan back. Right? So it's the type of ships that they have, it's not just the numbers.
What do you think the impact would be if this was localized, if someone had local involvement in helping the design or putting it together?
Oh, that'd be awesome. It'd be an economic shot in the arm, absolutely, because you think about the numbers of aircraft. I mean, if they're talking about more F-47s than F-22s that we currently have on the books, that's going to be a big plus. It's going to be a big benefit to us here.
How much of a show of strength is this from the United States?
It's significant, and it also shows our shift in focus away from Europe and other parts of the world to China. Okay, I mean, this is really, when we've been saying, and it doesn't matter what administration you're talking about, whether it's Biden or Trump, everyone's been in lockstep on this, that China is our #1 adversary, potential adversary.